So the other day I got a question and someone asked me like, how do you know if your friends are actually real or just fake friends? And I was like, you know what, that question hits deeper than people think. Because losing a friendship is what hurts the most. What hurts more is realizing you were loyal to someone who was never really rooting for you. And here's the thing, fake friends don't usually reveal themselves through big arguments or dramatic fights. They reveal themselves through patterns. Pay attention. Pay attention to the friend who disappears when you need support, but suddenly remembers you when they need emotional rescue. Notice the person who makes little jokes at your expense, then calls you too sensitive when it hurts. Real friend doesn't make you feel unsafe in your own conversations. You don't leave interactions feeling confused, smaller, or emotionally drained. And then there's another pattern people miss completely. Watch who struggles to celebrate you. Your growth, your healing, your confidence. Because real friends feel happy when you level up. Fake ones, they feel something shift, and it makes them uncomfortable. Some friendships slowly become one-sided without you even noticing. Everything starts revolving around them. Your pain becomes a quick pause before the conversation goes back to their life again. And that's not connection. That's imbalance. Healthy friendship is mutual, not transactional, not performative. And the right people don't just enjoy your presence. They protect your dignity even when you're not in the room. And sometimes maturity is just this realization. Not everyone who has access to you deserves closeness to you. Because fake friends don't argue to understand you. They argue to control how you're seen. And once you start noticing that pattern, their behavior becomes predictable. They'll embarrass you in front of people, turn jokes into subtle disrespect, twist your words, then act calm while you react. And the point was never the conversation. The point was control. And the biggest mistake you can make in those moments, over-explaining yourself. Confident people don't over-explain. They observe. So when someone says, relax, it was just a joke, you don't spiral. You don't over-defend. You just say, interesting how your jokes always target me. And suddenly the dynamic shifts. Because that's controlled detachment. And another tactic you'll see. They exaggerate your reaction to make you look unstable. You say something simple, and suddenly it becomes, so I'm the worst person ever now. That's not confusion. That's distortion. And the smartest response is never aggression. It's emotional precision. Because people who rely on manipulation survive on emotional reactions. But once they realize they can't pull reactions out of you anymore, they lose influence. That's when you start outgrowing fake friends. Not by cutting everyone off instantly, but by stopping the need for their approval. Because manipulative dynamics only work when there's emotional access. Your reactions, your oversharing, your need to be understood. And healing changes that. You become calmer, not because you don't feel things, but because you stop giving emotional access to people who misuse it. You start observing instead of reacting. Who gets uncomfortable when you become private? Who fishes for information? Who acts supportive but competes underneath it? Because distance reveals what closeness hides. And when disrespect shows up, you stop defending yourself desperately. You simply ask, why would you say that? Or, what made you think that was okay to say to me? Because emotionally healthy people clarify. Manipulative people deflect. And real growth is this realization. You don't need to become harsh to protect yourself. You just become harder to manipulate. And over time something shifts. You stop building your identity on validation from unstable people. And you start choosing peace over performance. Now healthy friendships look completely different. They're not defined by labels like real or fake. They're defined by emotional patterns. In healthy friendships, boundaries don't create tension. They create clarity. You can say I need space without guilt, punishment, or silent treatment. There's no emotional accounting. No hidden scorecard. And when you share good news, you don't have to analyze the reaction. You can feel it. Real connection expands when you grow. It doesn't shrink. And most importantly, you don't feel like you have to perform a smaller version of yourself just to stay accepted. You can just exist. And that's what emotionally safe friendship actually feels like.